Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture of this course heat transfer. So earlier while studying the module convection, we have seen that this convection can be classified in two different terms, that is free convection and forced convection. Now while studying the forced convection part in details, we have got several dimensionless term or dimensionless parameter. So among those dimensionless terms, there was one important dimensionless parameter that is known as the Nusselt number. Mathematical representation was HL by K, which was similar to the Biot number in case of conduction. Now, in case of this forced convection, we have got a number of formula or different correlation of this Nusselt number, which are applicable for its different uh, types or in different cases. So it may be L by D, or it may be the value of the Reynolds number, or it may be depending upon the value of the Becklet number. So, or it may be the turbulent case, or it may be the laminar case. So depending on the various cases, a number of formula of the Nusselt number we have seen or we have discussed earlier. So today in this lecture we will discuss some numerical based on those various formula of the Nusselt number. Okay, so let us start this lecture. So the first question, it states that the nitrogen gas, it is given the nitrogen gas as 0 degree centigrade is flowing over a 1.2 meter long and 2 meter wide plate maintained at 80 degrees centigrade with a velocity of 2.5 meter per second. For nitrogen, the density is given 1.142 kg per meter cube. Cp is given 1.04 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Then the kinematic viscosity, it is given 15.63 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter square per second. And thermal conductivity, it is given 0.0262 watt per meter Kelvin. Now, in this numerical, we need to find the average heat transfer coefficient and the total heat transfer from the plate. So, some values of different parameters are given, and based on those values, we need to calculate two different things, which are the average heat transfer coefficient and the total heat transfer from the flat plate. Now, how to consider or how to identify if the case is for laminar or it is for turbulent. So to identify that part or to select that portion, we need to use the concept of the Reynolds number based on the boundary layer theory. Now we have seen while discussing the concept of boundary layer theory that there are two different values of Reynolds number, which were lower critical Reynolds number and upper critical Reynolds number, based on which or depending on those values of the Reynolds number, we said that which value or that flow it exists in the laminar zone or in the transition zone or in the turbulent boundary layer zone. Now there are some values of the Reynolds number based on which we can say that this flow or this zone, it is laminar or turbulent boundary layer zone. Now that critical value of the Reynolds number, it is actually 5 into 10 to the power 5, up to which the boundary layer, it is having laminar or some part of the transition characteristic, but it is not turbulent. Beyond this 5 into 10 to the power 5 value of the Reynolds number, we can say that the flow, it is having turbulent characteristics, and the boundary layer zone, it is a turbulent boundary layer zone. Now, to calculate the Reynolds number, we need to use its formula. So that formula of the Reynolds number, it is actually inertia force by viscous force. So ultimately it is ux divided by nu. So this u is the velocity of the fluid, x is the length of that flat plate, and nu it is the kinematic viscosity, which is actually dynamic viscosity divided by density. Now here, if we consider the critical value of the Reynolds number, that is 5 into 10 to the power 5, in that case ux divided by nu, this is now 5 into 10 to the power 5. So that means from this relation we can calculate the length of the plate up to which the boundary layer is laminar. So that length of the plate we are getting as 312.6 centimeter. So since the plate length is 120 centimeter in flow direction, so laminar flow persists in the entire length of the plate. So from this value of the length that we have calculated from the critical value of the Reynolds number, we can say that in this numerical, for the entire length of the plate there is no turbulent zone, and the laminar flow or laminar boundary layer zone, it exists for the entire length of the plate. Now for this case, the formula of the Nusselt number, it is 0.664 Reynolds number to the power half and multiplied by Prandtl number to the power 1/3. So this formula of the Nusselt number we need to use here to calculate the average heat transfer coefficient, because Nusselt number formula it is HL by K. Now the Reynolds number for the entire length of this plate, it is UL by nu, where the L will be the total length of the plate, which is given in the numerical. So the Reynolds number, it is coming as 1,91,938.6. Now root under Reynolds number, this is 438.1. Now Prandtl number we need to calculate using this formula, that is mu Cp by K. Now mu, it is the dynamic viscosity. So as we know the density and kinematic viscosity, so we can easily calculate the value of mu, it is dynamic viscosity. Cp value, it is given in this numerical 1.04 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and K, which is thermal conductivity, it is given in this numerical 0.0262 watt per meter Kelvin. So putting all this value in the formula of Prandtl number, we have calculated the value of the Prandtl number, which is 0.708. So that means cube root of the Prandtl number, it is 0.89. So putting all this value of the Reynolds number and Prandtl number in the formula of the Nusselt number, we can calculate the value of Nusselt number, which we are getting as 258.9. So from this value we need to calculate the average heat transfer coefficient. So how to do that? Again, we know that the formula of the Nusselt number, it is HL by K. So this H, it is now the mean or average heat transfer coefficient. So HL by K equals to 258.9. From this formula, as we know, L is the total length of the plate, which is given 1.2 meter, and K is given 0.0262. So putting all this value, we can calculate the value of the average heat transfer coefficient, which we are getting as 5.653 watt per meter square Kelvin. So this is the answer of the first part of this numerical, where we have calculated the average heat transfer coefficient value. Now for the second part of this numerical, we need to calculate the total heat transfer rate from the plate. So for that, the formula is actually the Newton's law of cooling, which is HA multiplied by the temperature difference. So this H, it is actually the average heat transfer coefficient, which we have calculated just now. It is 5.653. A is the area of the plate, which you can calculate based on the given length and width of the plate, and the temperature difference. So these two temperature difference, these are also given in this numerical, 80 degree and 0 degree. So putting all these values, you can calculate the total heat transfer rate here, so which we are getting as 1.085 kilowatt. So this is the procedure by which we have calculated this numerical. So for such numerical, first we need to calculate whether the value of the Reynolds number, it is greater or less than the critical value of the Reynolds number. So based on that, we can identify that the flow is laminar boundary layer flow or it is in the turbulent boundary layer zone. So depending on that characteristics of the flow, we will use that valid formula of the Nusselt number. So here, as we have got that for the entire length of the plate, the fluid or the flow is having laminar characteristic. So that corresponding value of the Nusselt number we have used here, which is 0.664 Reynolds number to the power half and Prandtl number to the power 1/3. So from this value we have ultimately calculated the value of Nusselt number, but again Nusselt number is HL by K. So from this relation we have calculated the value of the H, which is actually the average heat transfer coefficient. So it was the procedure to calculate the first part of this numerical, and to calculate the second part of this numerical we need to use the Newton's law of cooling. So where H is the average heat transfer coefficient that we have calculated for the first part of this numerical, and the A, it is the area of the plate, which we can calculate based on the given length and breadth of this flat plate and the temperature difference which are given in this numerical. So based on those given data we have calculated the total heat transfer rate from the plate. So let us move to the next numerical. In this numerical, it is given air at 20 degrees centigrade and a pressure of 1 bar is flowing over a flat plate at a velocity of 3 meter per second. If the plate is 280 millimeter wide and at 56 degrees centigrade, estimate the flowing quantities at x equals to 280 millimeter, given that the properties of air at the bulk mean temperature of 38 degrees centigrade are: the density is given, thermal conductivity is given, specific heat is given, and kinematic viscosity. These four things are given. So we need to calculate here 10 different things. So starting from the boundary layer thickness, then local friction coefficient, average friction coefficient, shearing stress, thickness of thermal boundary layer. So in this way we need to calculate total 10 different things here. So let us first write what are the things given in this numerical. The velocity of the fluid, it is given 3 meter per second. Then the value of x, it is given 280 millimeter, that is 0.28 meter. Then the value of rho, that is the density of air, it is given 1.1374 kg per meter cube. Then thermal conductivity, specific heat, kinematic viscosity, all these things are also given. Based on this given value, we can calculate the value of the Prandtl number. So to calculate the Prandtl number, we need to use the formula which is mu Cp by K. So in this formula, mu, Cp and K, all these three different parameters are known to us, the values of these three parameters. So if we put these values in this form equation of the Prandtl number, then we will get the value of Prandtl number is 0.7. Now for the given length of the plate, that is 280 millimeter or 0.28 meter, we need to first confirm whether this flow is in laminar boundary layer zone or turbulent boundary layer zone. So for that we need to calculate the Reynolds number value first. So the formula of the Reynolds number, it is ux by nu. So u is given here 3, x it is the length of the plate given 0.28 meter, and nu it is the kinematic viscosity. So here we are getting the value of Reynolds number is 5 into 10 to the power 5, but the upper critical value of Reynolds number it was 5 into 10 to the power 5, but the value of Reynolds number that we are getting here for the given length of the plate it is 5 into 10 to the power 4, so which is obviously less than the upper critical value of the Reynolds number. So that means we can say for the given length of the plate the fluid is having laminar characteristics, and for this given length of the plate the fluid characteristics it will be under the laminar boundary layer zone. So now first we need to calculate the boundary layer thickness. Earlier we have seen that in this laminar boundary layer zone there are 5 different velocity profile distribution equation, and for these 5 different equation or velocity distribution they are having their own formula for the boundary layer thickness. Now in this numerical, to calculate the boundary layer thickness, which formula among those 5 different relation of the boundary layer thickness we will choose? So it was discussed earlier that if no velocity profile distribution or velocity distribution equation is given in the numerical, in that case we will choose the Blasius solution or Blasius exact solution as the default velocity profile equation, and corresponding to this Blasius solution the formula for its boundary layer thickness or the formula of its skin friction coefficient we will use. Now the formula of the boundary layer thickness corresponding to the Blasius solution it is delta equals to 5x divided by root under Reynolds number. Now in this formula x is 0.28 the length of the plate which is given in this numerical. The value of the Reynolds number we have calculated here which is 5 into 10 to the power 4. So that means putting all these values we are getting the boundary layer thickness it is 6.26 millimeter. So this is the answer of the first numerical for first part of this numerical. Now for the second part that is local friction coefficient, for that we need to use the formula of the skin friction coefficient that is for local skin friction coefficient which is 0.664 divided by root under Reynolds number. Now here the value of the Reynolds number is already known to us, we have calculated. So the local skin friction coefficient is we are getting here 0.002969. Next we need to calculate the average friction coefficient, skin friction coefficient, which is also known as the drag coefficient. Now this formula of the average drag coefficient we need to select on corresponding to the Blasius solution. There we have seen the average skin friction coefficient formula which is 1.328 divided by root under Reynolds number. Now here the value of the Reynolds number we have calculated which is 5 into 10 to the power 4, so that means the average skin friction coefficient value we are getting 0.005938. So this difference we need to remember from the Blasius solution. Corresponding to the Blasius solution the skin friction coefficient that is the average skin friction coefficient, but the formula for the local skin friction coefficient it is 0.664 divided by root under Reynolds number. Next, for the fourth part of this numerical, you need to calculate the shearing stress due to friction. Now the formula for the shearing stress it is actually the local skin friction coefficient multiplied by the dynamic rate which is rho u square by 2, half rho u square. And here in this formula all the values are actually known to us, or some of the values are given in this numerical. So putting all those values we can easily calculate the shearing stress which we are getting as 0.01519 Newton per meter square. Next, to calculate the thickness of the thermal boundary layer, we need to calculate the thickness of the thermal boundary layer. Now there is one relation in between the velocity boundary layer and thermal boundary layer. So that relation is actually delta TH, that is the thermal boundary layer. It is actually delta, that is velocity boundary layer, divided by Prandtl number to the power 1/3. Here it is actually written as 8, which is some typing mistake here. It will be delta, that is the velocity boundary layer. Now the value of the velocity boundary layer, or the boundary layer thickness, that we have calculated for the first part of this numerical, which you can see here, 0.00626 meter. Now this value we need to put here to calculate the thickness of thermal boundary layer. So the formula for the thickness of the thermal boundary layer, it is actually delta by cube root of Prandtl number. And delta we have calculated 0.00626, and Prandtl number also we have calculated 0.7. Now putting these values here, we can calculate the thickness of thermal boundary layer, which is 7.05 millimeter. Next, to calculate the local convective heat transfer coefficient, we need to use that Nusselt number formula, which is 0.332 Reynolds number to the power half and Prandtl number to the power 1/3. Now here directly we have implemented the relation of the Nusselt number in terms of the convective heat transfer coefficient, which is Hx by k. So the local skin convective heat transfer coefficient Hx equals to 0.332 k by x root under Reynolds number 1 and cube root Prandtl number. Now putting all the values in this numerical, we can calculate the value of local convective heat transfer coefficient, which is 6.43 watt per meter square Kelvin. Next, to calculate the average convective heat transfer coefficient, we need to use this formula, which is H bar equals to 0.664 k by L root under Reynolds number and cube root Prandtl number. So this formula of the Nusselt number actually we have discussed earlier. So putting all these values in this equation, we can calculate the average convective heat transfer coefficient, which is 12.86 watt per meter square Kelvin. Next, to calculate the rate of heat transfer, we need to use the Newton's law of cooling, which is the rate equation for convection, which is H bar A multiplied by the temperature difference. So H bar we have calculated here, that is the average heat transfer coefficient, convective heat transfer coefficient. A, it is the area of the flat plate, and the temperature difference, which are given in this numerical. So putting all these values, we can calculate the rate of heat transfer, which we are getting is 36.29 watt. Next, to calculate the total drag force on the plate, we need to use this formula of the total drag force, Ft equals to shear stress multiplied by area. This is the formula for the total drag force. So putting all these values, we have calculated the total drag force, which we are getting as 0.00119 Newton. And lastly, we need to calculate the total mass flow through the boundary. So to calculate the total mass flow through the boundary, we need to use this formula. It is omega equals to 5 by 8 rho u alpha and delta 2 minus delta 1. So this formula also we have studied earlier during a derivation in this boundary layer concept. So this rho and u, these are given in this numerical. Delta 2 we have calculated here, and delta 1 it is 0. So putting all these values, we can calculate the total mass flow through the boundary, which we are getting as 0.01335 kg per second. So in this single numerical, we are getting 10 different formula to calculate the 10 different things. So that's why this numerical was chosen here, so that the use of such formula can be shown to you. So let us discuss the next numerical. Air at 2 atmosphere and 200 degrees centigrade is heated as it flows at a velocity of 12 meter per second through a tube with a diameter of 3 centimeter. A constant heat flux condition is maintained at the wall, and the wall temperature is 20 degrees centigrade above the air temperature all along the length of the tube. So we need to calculate the heat transfer per unit length of tube and the increase in bulk temperature of air over a 4 meter length of the tube. So properties of air at 200 degrees centigrade are given. Prandtl number equals to 0.681 Dynamic viscosity is given 2.57 into 10 to the minus 5 kg per meter second. Thermal conductivity is given, specific heat is given. Now here the density was not given actually, air density, so we need to calculate from the values given. And for the density we know that P equals to rho RT, as the P, R and T these are given here, and the value of R, this is actually a default value, so we need to remember this one. So from this value you can calculate the value of the air density, which is coming as 1.493 kg per meter cube. Now putting this value of the air density in the formula of the Reynolds number, we can calculate the value of the Reynolds number, which we are getting as 20,914. Now in case of a tube, it is turbulent flow. This value of the Reynolds number, it shows the turbulent characteristics of the flow. Now the Reynolds number to the power 0.8, it is 2859. Reynolds number to the power 0.4, it is 0.8575. Now here, based on the Reynolds number value, we have understood that the fluid characteristic is having turbulent nature, so we need to use the Dittus-Boyle equation. So that equation we have studied earlier. So the equation for the Nusselt number in case of this Dittus-Boyle equation, and for the turbulent flow it is hd by k equals to 0.023, Reynolds number to the power 0.8 and Prandtl number to the power 0.4. So we are putting all the values. You can calculate the value of the Nusselt number, but the formula of Nusselt number equals to hd by k. So from this formula of the Nusselt number we can calculate the average heat transfer coefficient, that is we are getting as 72.57 watt per meter square Kelvin. Now to calculate the heat transfer per unit length of the tube, we need to use this formula, that is Newton's law of cooling, which is Q by L. In case of this tube, Q equals to HA into temperature difference, so A equals to pi dl in case of the tube here. So as we need to calculate the heat transfer per unit length, so we need to calculate the Q by L actually. So it equals to H pi d multiplied by the temperature difference. So H we have calculated, d it is the diameter of the tube, this given in this numerical 3 centimeter, and the temperature difference, it is also given, that is 20 degree above the air temperature. So we can calculate the H by L, that is the heat transfer per unit length of the tube. Now we need to calculate the increase in bulk temperature of air over a 4-meter length of the tube. For that, first we need to calculate the mass flow rate. So the formula for mass flow rate equals to rho pi d square by 4 into u. So the value of rho, d and u, it is known to us. You can calculate the mass flow rate. Now using this formula, m dot Cp into delta Tb, that is the bulk temperature of air, it is 136.79 into 4. So this is Q by L multiplied by the 4-meter length of the tube. So m dot Cp delta T, this is Q by L multiplied by 4, because we need to calculate for 4-meter length of the tube. So from this relation we can easily calculate delta B, that is the increase in bulk temperature of air corresponding to this 4-meter length of the tube. So this delta B value we are getting here is 42.15 degrees centigrade. So this is the procedure based on which we have calculated the heat transfer per unit length. For that we have chosen the exact formula of the Nusselt number. To choose that exact formula of Nusselt number, we have to determine whether this fluid is having laminar or turbulent characteristic. So these are the steps to solve this numerical. So let us discuss the next numerical, which is liquid sodium is to be heated from 125 degrees centigrade to 144 degrees centigrade at a rate of 2.25 kg per second in a 25 millimeter diameter electrically heated tube, constant heat flux. Calculate the minimum length of the tube if its wall temperature is not to exceed 195 degrees centigrade. Now, what are the things given in this numerical? The diameter of this tube, it is given 0.025 meter, mass flow rate is given, temperature difference delta T is given 19 degrees C, and TW is given 195 degrees centigrade. Now we need to calculate the minimum length of the tube required. So if its wall temperature is not to exceed 195 degrees centigrade, so the average bulk temperature can be calculated using this formula. This we are getting is 134.5 degrees centigrade. Now the properties of sodium at this 134.5 degrees centigrade, these are actually given in this numerical. So rho, then it's the density, then the kinematic viscosity, Prandtl number, specific heat, and thermal conductivity. So these 5 different properties, values of the sodium, these are actually given in this numerical. Now we need the heat transfer at constant heat flux condition. It can be calculated Q equals to mCp delta T. So this m is the mass flow rate, which is given in the numerical 2.25. Cp, it is known to us 1.3565, and the delta T, it is the temperature difference, which is 19. So Q dot we can calculate as 57.99 kilowatt, but the mass flow rate formula, it is rho AU, the density, area, and the free stream velocity multiplication. So the velocity of flow, it can be calculated U equals to m dot by rho A, which we are getting as 5 meter per second. Now the Reynolds number value, it can be calculated using this formula UT by nu. So it is calculated as 0.21 and 10 to the power 6. And the formula of Peclet number, which is the multiplication of Reynolds number into Prandtl number, we are getting as 1827. Now for this value of the Reynolds number and Peclet number, this correlation of Nusselt number, which we need to remember, we need to apply here, that is Nusselt number equals to 4.282 plus 0.0185 into Peclet number to the power 0.827. So this is applicable for this value of the Reynolds number in case of the turbulent flow and this range of the Peclet number. Now from this correlation you can calculate the value of Nusselt number, which we are getting as 14.038. But the Nusselt number formula, it can be represented as Hd by K. So from this value we can calculate the average heat transfer coefficient, which we are getting as 47,673 watt per meter square Kelvin. Now by energy balance, we can write this equation or the relation Q equals to HA, temperature difference, that is the Newton's law of cooling representation. So from this value or this relation, we can calculate the value of the length of the tube after some steps, and the length of this tube we are getting here is 0.256 meter. So this is the procedure to solve this numerical. So for all such type of numerical, you need to actually calculate first the value of the Reynolds number, and based on which we will determine whether for the given length of the plate, the fluid characteristic, it is laminar or turbulent. Now based on that fluid characteristic, we need to use that corresponding formula of the Nusselt number. Okay, so it also depends on the value of the Peclet number for some of the question. So that finding of the Reynolds number value is very much important to select or to identify the fluid characteristics, and based on that the suitable formula of the Nusselt number is chosen for all such similar type of numerical to calculate the average heat transfer coefficient. Okay, so this is the end of this lecture.